To me, it boils down to this infatuation with gang culture. I say it all the time that, Black culture is the most marketable, Black culture is the most influential culture in the world. And like it or not, part of Black culture is gang culture. We think about hip hop culture is Black culture. Within hip hop, there's rap. Think about gangster rap, go back to NWA, go back to Death Row. You can go back to Aftermath and certain artists that were on Aftermath back then. You think about just a lot of West Coast artists. Embedded in the history of that is gang culture. You can come to today to drill music. The core of that is gang culture. There are people who are detailing their lives that they live either prior to them becoming big or lives that they still may be living, while they're big artists, and they're putting it on wax. And so the core of that is just sharing the experience of that culture. And how that ties back into what I'm speaking about is that the affinity for gang culture is embedded in rap. And so now, as someone is coming up and being the biggest rappers, they believe that in order to be of a certain stature, or in order to be looked at a certain way, or to be looked at as quote unquote untouchable, you have to be somehow aligned with some type of gang, some type of local gang, some type of gang to where you live, wherever the case may be, in order to reach a certain status. And we're seeing a lot. Extortion has been around for years and years and years, but we're seeing it more than not today. Think back to a few years ago. Remember the funny meme with who says Soulja Boy can't come to the hood, and he in the middle of Compton, and some nigga, I said nigga a lot in this episode, but some dude, he put his arm around some dude in the middle of Compton, put his arm around some dude either punched him or he pushes him off him. I forget exactly the details of that video, but it was a funny thing, it was a funny moment in social media during that time. Even speaking about just like extortion, like some of your favorite artists, some of your favorite, one of the most popular, I'm not even gonna say popular, one of the most polarizing singers today has been extorted. There are rappers who are from Ohio. I don't even know what city in Ohio he's from. I'm speaking about a specific rapper. I'm not gonna say his name because it doesn't matter. But there's a rapper from Ohio, born and raised in Ohio, who is from a gang in the neighborhood that I was raised in. Like, I was raised in a certain part of Compton. On the block that I was raised in is in the middle of certain gang territory. There is a popular rapper, just released the album last month, from Ohio, that is from that gang in the territory that I was raised in. And he's not the only one. I'm just pointing this out because that's the most close to me, and that's how I tie it back into this episode. But he's from that hood. Briss Breezy. He's from a hood in Compton, not the same hood that I was speaking about, but it's common in entertainment to where people, receive a certain status, and in order to take that to another level, they have to appear bigger than what they are. So they align themselves with certain gangs, certain persons. A lot of time, these things are spoken upon.